Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to generate content using Google Gemini from Webhook response and add in Google Sheets. So my objective is that whenever a new Webhook response is going to be captured and how the response is going to be captured with the help of Web by Pabbly. So suppose you're using an application which is not natively integrated with Pabbly Connect, and to create the integration, we are going to be using Webhook by Pabbly. So with the help of Web by Pabbly, when a new Webhook response is going to be captured, automatically with the help of the response, I want to generate a content with the help of Google Gemini. And as soon as the content is going to be generated, I want to add the content details in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we're going to simply create an automation between all of these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to generate Google Generative AI content for Webhook response and add in Google Sheets. So my objective is that as soon as a new Webhook response is going to be captured in Pabbly Connect, and how we're going to capture the response, for that we are going to be using Webhook by Pabbly. When do we use Webhook by Pabbly? Basically, if you're using an application which is not natively integrated with Pabbly Connect, so for creating the native integration, we use Webhook by Pabbly, okay? And after that, when we're going to capture a Webhook response with the help of Webhook by Pabbly, automatically I want to generate a content related to the Webhook response that is captured with the help of Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. And as soon as a content is going to be generated with the help of Google Gemini, I want to add the details of the response as well as the content that has been generated in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between Web by Pabbly, Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini, and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. Over here, a new dialog box is going to appear which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as Generate Content Using Google Generative AI from Webhook Response and Add in Google Sheets. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Next, over here, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down arrow, and from these folders, I'm going to select Google Generative AI Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Generate Content Using Google Generative AI from Webhook Response and Add in Google Sheets, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process, because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, what we are going to do is we're going to set up our trigger step. For that, click on this arrow right over here, and for the trigger application, we are going to be selecting it as Webhook by Pabbly. With the help of Webhook by Pabbly, we can create native integration between the application and Pabbly Connect, which is not natively integrated to Pabbly, okay? For the trigger event over here, we're going to select it as Catch Webhook Recommended. Over here, you can see then Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a native integration between Webhook by Pabbly and the application that we want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this URL from here. So for the application, I'm going to be selecting it as Pabbly Form Builder. Pabbly Form Builder is actually natively integrated with Pabbly Connect, but for all of you guys, I'm taking this application as an example, okay? So this is Pabbly Form Builder right over here, and now we're going to connect Pabbly Form Builder account to Pabbly Connect with the help of the webhook. For that, we have to click on this integrations button right over here. As soon as over here, you can see on integration screen over here, it says webhooks. The webhook screen is going to appear. Over here, it says create webhook. We are going to click on on it. Over here it is asking for a webhook URL, so I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us, and then I'm going to click on save to add a webhook. As you can see over here, a webhook is successfully added to Pabbly Form Builder. After adding the webhook, what we are going to do is we're going to open a workflow that we have created, and over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. What we are going to do is we're going to do a test submission with the help of Pabbly Form Builder's form that we have created, and we're going to check whether Webhook by Pabbly captures the webhook response or not. For that, I'm going to open the form that I've created with the help of Pabbly Form Builder. As you can see right over here, this is the form that I've created, that is review form right over here. So what I'm doing is I'm collecting the review from my customers with the help of the form that I've created with the help of Pabbly Form Builder, and I want that whenever a new review is going to be submitted by any of my customers, automatically a summary should be created of that review that is done by my customers with the help of Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. And as soon as the summary is going to be created, I want to create a record of that summary as well as the response that we have received with the help of Pabbly Form Builder in my Google Sheets. Okay, so this is why we are creating this amazing automation with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so now to capture the webhook response, we are going to do a test submission of this form that we have created with Pabbly Form Builder. For that, click on the share right over here. As soon as you click on share, this is the link of the form right over here. I'm going to copy this link from here, and I'm going to open this link in a new tab right over here. So this is the form that I've created with the help of Pabbly Form Builder to have the reviews of my services by my customers. For the first name over here, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as Dummy. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as smartdummy@pabblytunes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. For the rating out of 5, I'm going to give it as 4, and for the remark over here, I'm going to write it as. So this is the form submission. The remark is outstanding services, delivery on time and reasonable pricing. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on submit to do a test submission. Over here it says your message has been received successfully. So this means that it's fully done a form submission right over here. So now I'm going to open my workflow that I've created in my Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the webhook response or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow. I'm going to scroll down, and yes, as you can see right over here, form submission that we have done with the help of Pabbly Form Builder is successfully captured as a webhook response in our workflow right over. If you're going to tally the response for the first name as Smart, email as smartdummy@pabblytunes.com, last name as Dummy. For the phone number, the mobile number, rating out of 5 as 4 right over here. And for the remark over here as outstanding services, delivery on time and reasonable pricing on all the other details. So this means that we successfully set up Webhook by Pabbly inside this workflow right over here, and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step, and our objective is that as soon as a new webhook response is going to be captured, we need to generate a content with the help of Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. Now we're going to set up our action step, and for the action application over here, we are going to select it as Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. So I'm going to select my action application as Google Generative AI, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as generate content, and then I'm going to click on connect in order to connect Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini, to Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which click on add new connection. After click on add new connection over here, it is asking for the API key. With the help of API key, we are going to connect Google Generative AI to Pabbly Connect. For having the access of the API key, you have to click on this hyperlink, that is Google AI Studio right over here. As soon as you go to click on this hyperlink, the Google AI Studio is going to appear. Over here it says get API key. We are going to click on it. These are the API key. This is the API key page right over here, on which you have to click on create API key right over here. For the group cloud project, I am going to select it as this generate language client right over here, and then I'm going to click on create API key in existing project right over here. As you can see over here, the API key is generated. I'm going to copy this key from here, and I'm going to paste this key right over here, and then I'm going to click on save right over here. As you can see that we successfully connected Google Generative AI to Pabbly Connect. After that, over here it is asking for the text of the content that we want to generate with the help of Google Generative AI. For the text over here, I'm going to write it as. So for the text over here, I've written it as I'm an owner of a business and I'm collecting customers' feedbacks for my business with the help of form submissions. And the form submission is done by over here. Next to by, I want to mention the name of my customer. For the name of my customer, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we are going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow right over here. And how we're going to do that? As soon as you're going to click on this field right over here, it says Webhook by Pabbly, catch webhook recommended. So this was the previous step of this workflow. If I'm going to click on this arrow, this was the same response that was captured in our previous previous step. As next to by, I want to mention the name of my customer. So I'm going to map the data of the name of my customer right over here. As I map the data, what happens is the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically in place of this map data, the new data is going to be updated. Okay. After mapping the data, it says in which I got the service rating out of 5 as. For the rating over here, I'm going to map the data of the rating response that we have captured in our previous step. And it says and the remark as, and next to as, I'm going to map the data of the remark that we have received in our previous step response. So I want the conclusion of this feedback briefly explained. Okay. So this is the text that I want to have the content generated for right over here. Okay. After that, for the modules over here, I'm going to select it as modules Gemini Pro right over here. And for the models over here, I'm going to select it as generate content. After selecting the modules method and writing the text right over here, I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, over here response is received. In the response, we have also received the content that is generated. You can see right away this is the content that has been generated. So as the content is generated, now what I want is I want to add the details of the response as well as the content that is generated in my Google Sheets. So this is the spreadsheet that I've created with the help of Google Sheets, in which I want to create the record of my ratings, that is the reviews by my customer, as well as the conclusion, that is the content that has been generated with the help of Google Gemini. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another action step in this workflow by clicking on this plus button right over here. And for the action application over here, we're going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm going to select my action application as Google Sheets. And for the action event as add new row. And then I'm going to click on connect in order to connect Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which click on add new connection. But if you want, you can select the existing connection. And after that, click on sign with Google. A new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on allow as the safe process in my data is perfectly safe to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on allow right over here. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect, firstly over here it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet in the name of reviews of customers right over here. And I want to create the record of the content as well as the response in this spreadsheet right over here. So what we're going to do is for the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select it as reviews of customers. Next over here, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a single sheet in the name of sheet 1 as you can see right over here. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. Next over here, it is asking for the first name. We're going to map the data of the first name of the response that we have received in our previous step. Okay. Next, it is asking for the last name. We're going to map the data for the last name. For the email, we're going to map the data of the email right over here. For the phone number over here, we're going to map the data of the phone number right over here. This is the phone number. I'm going to map it. For the ratings over here, we're going to map the data of the result that we have received for the ratings. For the remark over here, I'm going to map the data of the remark that is done by my customer right over here. And for the summary, we're going to map the data of the content that we have received in our previous step with the help of Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. Over here, a response is received and the response that we have received is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my spreadsheet that I've created with the help of Google Sheets, and I'm going to check whether the record of the webhook response as well as the content that is generated with the help of Google Gemini is created in my spreadsheet or not. For that, I'm going to open my spreadsheet. And yes, as you can see right over here, the record is successfully created in my spreadsheet right over here. For the first name as smart, last name as dummy, email as smartdummy@pabblytunes.com. For the phone number, time, mobile number, rating as 4. And for the remark, a remark right over here, as well as a summary right over here. So this means that we successfully created an automation between Webhook by Pabbly, Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini, and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. But now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another form submission with the help of Pabbly Form Builder, and I'm going to check whether a record of that form submission is created in the spreadsheet with the content that is generated with the help of Google Gemini for that form submission into the spreadsheet or not. For that, I'm going to do another test submission with the help of Pabbly Form Builder. So to do a test submission, this is the link of the form. I'm going to copy this link from here and I'm going to open this link in a new tab right over here. So this is the form that I've created with the help of Pabbly Form Builder, which is asking for the first name, last name, email, phone number, rating, and the remark. I'm going to fill in all the details. So these are the details that I filled in this form right away. For the first name as demo, last name as person, email as demoperson@pabblytunes.com. For the phone number, mobile number, rating as 5, and for the remark as on point service, very affordable in time delivery, nice staff and friendly environment. So these are the details. I'm going to click on submit to do a test submission. Over here it says a message has been successfully received. So now I'm going to open a Google Sheets that I've created and I'm going to check whether the record of the response that has been done right now with the help of this form right away is captured, as well as the content is generated with the help of Google Gemini or not. For that, I'm going to open my Google Sheets. And yes, as you can see right over here, a new response is captured for the name as demo, last name as person, email as demoperson@pabblytunes.com for the phone number, time mobile number, ratings as 5, remark as the remark that we have done in the form submission, and in the conclusion right over here, summary is created with the help of Google Gemini, as you can see right over here. So this means that we successfully created an automation between Webhook by Pabbly, Google Generative AI and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, my objective is that as soon as a new response is going to be captured in our Webhook in our Pabbly Connect account, automatically with the help of the response, a content should be generated with the help of Google Generative AI. And as soon as the content is going to be generated, I want to create a record of the response as well as the content that is generated in my Google Sheets. For that, we have simply created an automation between Webhook by Pabbly, Google Generative AI and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect, and this is how we create this amazing automation. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.